I'm going to start by reading something from the book. Curtains cannot make themselves. Even someone with no knowledge of curtain making knows that fact. Curtains, when made properly, are made by experts. Only another expert could know the imperfections of an expert. They would know what to look for in perfection. Only an expert in the art of curtain making could be trusted to make complicated curtains. An expert doctor, mechanic, athlete, dancer, chef, or lawyer would serve no purpose in making even the most basic pair of curtains if I needed help. A trainee curtain maker would serve me better. A less qualified person is of more value than the most qualified expert in another field if they are equipped with the basics that the experts lack in my field, which is curtain making. They may be experts in their line of work, but without knowledge of curtain making, the trainee is of greater value in this field. If simple curtains have to be made, then people who are far more complex in design no doubt were created by an expert who specializes in making people. Who is the expert? I've said before that I don't do experts, I do God. Right, so if I've gone 25 years and I've only needed really to see the doctor twice, and on both occasions I needed antibiotics, and I know that I needed antibiotics, then as regards my sister, logic, common sense, I am not a doctor, but when I walk into the doctor's surgery and his first thing is she might have had a stroke, and I know that she's not had a stroke, but doctor knows best, and so he carts her off to the hospital where she's been for the past 8 days undergoing tests, and all the tests are coming back negative. I could have told him that, but nobody is going to listen to me. Why? Because I'm not a doctor. Now, let's say, all right, this is my sister's cushion. I made these in the mid to late 90s, so that's pushing 25 years ago. Now, when my sister wanted cushions, she didn't go to the doctor, she came to me. I am an uneducated person in real terms. I went no further than secondary school, and I thank God for that. I'm not one for book learning from the perspective, I don't read. But people assume that because you don't read, you're stupid. In the same way, I say I don't cook, and people assume that it's because I can't cook. I've already said I'm not that into food. And if you ask me, what would you like to eat? All right, simpler. Whenever I go to a restaurant, I don't make a decision on what I want to eat. I ask the waiter to recommend something because I never know what I want. It's not something where I say, I really fancy this, I'm going to have this. It's something that I have to not so much get help with, but if the chef recommends the waiter. If the waiter recommends something, more often than not, it's something that I do end up liking. So then the next time I go to the restaurant, I can make the decision to have that same thing, or perhaps I can ask for another recommendation. That's how I do food. So when coming to reading, like I've never read a novel. I don't feel embarrassed or ashamed to say that I don't read or that I'm uneducated, because what is education? Education is learning things that are beyond the things that you need in your daily life. Anything else, in my opinion, is surplus. So I don't need to read the works of Shakespeare, or like my sister's got loads of books here. I probably have maybe 5 books, and 2 of those are dictionaries, one French English dictionary, another just regular standard Oxford dictionary, which I don't refer to. I'd only look at the French English dictionary if I was planning to go to France, or I take it with me. So I don't tend to take on board. All right, so for me, knowledge is something that I acquire on a need to know basis. So if I need to, I don't know, if I need to make something that I've never made before, I will go and find the information and I will, take it on board and get the thing done. So this, I ended up breaking 4 machine needles making that. So it was it wasn't worth the hassle trying to get it done by machine. So I reverted to what I know best, needle and thread. So I stitched all along the side. This here, this is my hand sewing. Yeah. So we managed to get it done. I never want to see anything like that again because it was a nightmare. Come on, stay there. Thank you. Yeah. Right, so this is Elizabeth Young, the expert. So I've made curtains in my time, I've made curtains for Ozzy Osbourne, the singer. I've made blinds for Mark Pecci, the former tennis player, now commentator. I played tennis with him afterwards. You see, so the experts will come to uneducated me when they need curtains and blinds and cushions and other things. Whereas the only reason I would go to the expert is because, the doctor, for example, is because I need antibiotics. The doctor does not make the antibiotics, he prescribes them. I make the curtains and the cushions and the blinds. And I can advise on fabric, I can advise on everything. You see, so the doctor is very limited. He can only dispense medicine, or perhaps the surgeon can perform surgery. Very limited, right? So, in as much, I make this about myself because I like to talk by way of personal experience. It's not like I'm obsessed with myself and all I want to do is sit here and just talk about me. But it's just, I find personal experience is better than sharing other people's experience. So, as I said, I don't read, and I've had people sort of try to bash me, where they sort of come with their education versus my lack of. And it just completely shuts them down when they see that these things are not important to you. To be able to say, I've read somebody else's book, or I don't know, your learning has come out of a book. It's what other people have said. I said here in the book, which was published nearly 20 years ago now, that, talking about experts, that human beings were designed and created by an expert who specializes in making people. Now, for me, that's the expert that I want to be dealing with. I don't know who you believe in or what you believe in, but my belief is in God. And it's not a belief, it's a knowledge. Right, so why would I go to the middleman? Why would I go to the doctor when I can get my information from God? So more often than not, I self-medicate. Like yesterday, I had a sore throat. But in the current climate, I get sore throats a lot, but it's associated with my ears, which is a long story. My ears don't produce wax and they get very itchy sometimes, and that can lead to a sore throat. But I self-medicate. It wouldn't occur to me to go to the doctor, but in the current climate, imagine me saying I've got a sore throat, which is a symptom of coronavirus, especially in a hospital environment. Oh my gosh, we've got one here. No, I've been getting these for a long time, and I know what to do. I know how to get rid of it, so it's gone. But as said, the expert would tell me something else. It's this or it's that. I I prefer to go to the highest authority being God, and who can provide inspiration. Knowledge comes through inspiration. So if it be the case that, all right, say for example, we know that in the current climate there are a lot of sick people. The National Health Service here in the UK is overburdened with sick people, whether you like it or not. But one of the things that I look at, I make reference in my book about hairdressers. I don't use hairdressers anymore because they tend to damage my hair. So I do it myself. Now, I would look at the state of the hairdresser's hair, because if she or he knows, well, if she knows something about hair, then her hair should be in good condition. Now, the thing I notice with the doctors and the nurses, are we allowed to say fat anymore? Oh no, let's say overweight. All right, so if they know so much about diet and health and all the things that they have studied at medical school, let's assume that they know something about the body. And obviously if you're overweight, carrying a lot of weight, then that's not healthy. I know some people will say, oh, but we're constructed differently, whatever. But to me, if you do not know how to maintain your own vehicle, your vehicle being your body, then you are not in a position to come and tell me anything. You're not in a position to come and tell me that, for example, the way I eat is wrong. I eat once a day now. I'm just weird with food, right? But at the minute, I just eat once a day. I made chicken and pasta on Monday, and I will have chicken and pasta every day until it's finished, once a day. That's it. Nothing else, just that, because that's how I'm eating at the moment. That's, it's not something that I've decided in my mind. It's just, that's how I just roll with whatever my appetite is, and that is what my body wants at the moment, just once a day food. It's not something that I don't think about how I'm going to eat. I don't think, oh, I've got to watch my figure. I don't think about that at all, because I understand calories in, calories out. It's about burning the calories. And as you can see, I am not overweight. So if I'm sitting in a doctor's surgery and he's going to tell me, well, I've had a doctor tell me that I'm going to get, the way I eat, I'm going to get health problems. One of the celebrity doctors, actually. But that's another story. We'll come back to that some other time, I'm sure. And so occasionally I get people telling me, oh, but you're putting your health at risk, this, that, the other. And meanwhile, they're overweight, they've got health problems, there's something going on with them. So it's the same thing with a doctor. If I'm sitting across from a doctor and he's going to tell me about health problems and his belly is somewhere out here, he's not in a position to be telling me that, because whatever advice he's given me, he should be able to put that into practice. So basically what I'm saying, anything that I say, anything that I've written, anything that I do, I'm living it. I put it into practice. You would never hear me give any advice to anybody that doesn't work for me or hasn't worked for me in the past. So that is what I have to say about experts. That's what I've got to say about doctors. I'm probably all over the place on this one. But I am sure, as I say, pick sense out of nonsense. I'm sure you will get something out of this one today. Oh, I've got this on because I've got a few hours to spare. And sometimes I can do these on a daily basis until I get the skin that I want. So, I'm not sure how much time I'll have tomorrow if I can do another one, but I think I'll probably keep this one on for 5 hours or so. So the skin should be looking a lot better than it has been lately. See you later.